For the balance position itself, this can be a little threatening to people, and they might be afraid of it. So we commonly use a high rolling resistance method. This is one of the motor skills learning principles, is to eliminate one of the degrees of freedom. So we're going to eliminate the forward-back movement of the rear wheels by, we could use anything. We often use bricks. We've got 4 wooden blocks here today that we'll use. These go in front of and behind the rear wheels. They don't go in front of the casters, because the casters are going to be off the ground. And if you're in this position, it may be possible, if your chair is fairly set up properly, to just push on your hand rims and to tip back into the wheelie position, as shown here. And once there, the person can get used to that position without any fear of the wheels moving forward and backwards. The floor is a little slippery here, so we're just tucking these in a little bit further. Now, if we can bring you back down, if the chair was more stable, then you might need some help in getting back into that position. So a second trainer, either Lynn can tip Lee back while you have your hands in your lap. The reason why with the hands in the lap is it's hard for 2 different people to try and find the balance point. They're going to be fighting each other a little bit. So maybe you can try that from the back, Lynn. Just getting into the balance position. And as the trainer, Lynn's going to recognize when she's achieved that balance position, when there's really almost no force necessary to keep in that position. Then once she's there, she transfers the control to the person in the chair, who puts the hands on the hand rims, usually at about what we refer to as the 1 o'clock position. This is on the left wheel it would be 11 o'clock position if you're facing in this way, but we usually refer to that related to the right wheel. We talk about it being the 1 o'clock position. So once we've achieved that balance position, either on your own or with the spotter from behind, or a second trainer from the front can lift up in the front of the frame, then we just have the person to sort of experiment with that, sort of leaning back a little farther than they're comfortable with, and restoring order by pulling on the hand rims, leaning forward without bringing the casters all the way down, and by pushing on against the hands, coming back to that balanced position. Once in the balanced position and comfortable that you can find it reproducibly, we practice moving the hands forward and backwards on the hand rims, sort of sliding them. A very light touch, just maybe with a couple of fingers and a thumb of each hand. It doesn't take very much to maintain control in this position. As a way of kind of confirming that the control is there, we'll often ask the person to sort of raise one hand off the hand rim and do the royal wave to confirm, and then each time we get into this position, that's our way of proving that you're there. Good. Once the person is comfortable with that, and this may not be on the same occasion, maybe on a future training event, we'll start to provide a little bit more room for the wheels to move, but not the full amount of room. We can either bring the chair down and move the front brick away or the back brick away, or I prefer to do it by having you just lean up against the back brick, and I'm going to move the front one away just a little bit, a couple of inches. Okay. Now when you come forward, you're going to find that your wheels are able to move forward to touch the front brick, or move backward to touch the rear brick. And so you provide a little bit of forward-back movement, but less so than you would if you're without any bricks there at all. They're like training wheels on a bicycle. You've got training wheels at the back, training wheels at the front, or training bricks in this case. Good. Once we're happy with that, we would just, if you're leaning against the back brick, we'll just get the front ones out of the way altogether. And the person can just explore what it's like to sort of move away from those bricks for little spaces and then come back to them again. So it feels protected against tipping backwards, but it's got a little bit more control. Now, if someone's having difficulties at this stage, we'll often come down and move onto a soft surface.